let's talk about support. Why do we need to support our voice? When we support our voice with the right muscles, and I'm going to explain to you which ones there are exactly, then we're taking the pressure off the vocal folds and the vocal cords. We're also giving more room to the larynx to move freely in our throat. A lot of singers confuse support with strength and forcing. This support is not a feeling that you're lifting a furniture up or that you're carrying heavy bags. Supporting, in the bel canto technique, they call it appoggiare, which means to lean against something. And you can try this right now. If you're leaning against something imaginary, do you feel already that there is a certain tension in your body? A positive tension and a stretch versus trying to lift heavy bags. That creates so much pressure and gets you in vocal problems. So let's talk about which muscles are involved in supporting the voice. The best way to find out your support is to do this exercise. There are several ones, but this is my favorite one. Lean against a wall. Like really have a wall in front of you, and then you stand with your feet hip wide apart, and you're trying to lean against that wall up until the point where you're losing the balance. Do you feel what is going on underneath your belly muscles? You can pause the video, or you can try this with me, imaginary. A wall. Do you feel that? I feel that very clearly. The support muscles should be underneath the belly button, not above. And don't ever support with your diaphragm, because your diaphragm should be always open and flexible. This should always be down and a little bit out, but without any pressure. And if you start to support with this, you create tension. You can check it by when you're singing, when you're vocalizing, once in a while you do this to your diaphragm. If this is bouncing up like against my hands, this is bouncing back, then you're doing the right thing. If it's hard, it's too much, it's over supporting and supporting with the wrong muscles. So really feel the muscles underneath your belly buttons. You can also try this by lifting or wanting to lift, not actually lifting, but wanting to lift an object, a heavy object. For instance, if you would have a heavy table in front of you, you would get down in your knees, you would brace yourself, you would put your hands underneath, and right before you want to lift it, feel what happens underneath your belly button. Do you feel that? It's a tiny pressure, but the diaphragm, when you're singing, should always do this. Be bouncing up and back against the hands. A very important muscle to support the voice is, are you ready for that? Because you probably don't know that. Those are your neck muscles. And it's incredible. Seriously, the next time you sing high or you try to sing something that it just doesn't come out right, place your hand, and now pay attention please, place your hand back here where your head, like your neck, goes inwards a little bit. Your head, where it goes inwards, that little hole. You place your hand here and you, hey Jude, hey Jude. Do you feel that? So you're leaning with the head, you're leaning against your hand, and you're pushing your hand slightly towards your head. Do you feel that? This is also connected to your lower back, which is a really important support muscle. If you're doing this correctly against your hand, you should also feel your lower back. Hey Jude. Do you feel that? Hey Jude. Da, 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 da. That's the support. Support is leaning against and not I hope that cleared any misconceptions you had about the support. Otherwise, ask me in the lessons.